The other day you were talking about how some of the guys carry stress. It seems like in this league more is at stake, like the highs are high, maybe the lows are lower. How do these guys handle kind of the up and down nature of what you're kind of going through this
I think they've been amazing, actually. I think our guys have been really good, and I think they're doing it a bunch of different ways. One, everything's very intentional, right? I think they're doing it by their communication with each other is super therapeutic. Like after the game last night, after the staff left, the team was together for just 45 seconds and just were able to verbalize some of the things, right? And so I think probably the biggest reliever of stress is them being able to verbalize to each other and being practiced enough at it and skilled enough at it and like working hard enough at it. You guys all know, we all know how it feels when things go bad. I think in most of us, human nature is that you just silo yourself and you get lost in your own head, and that's actually not a healthy place to be. In general, I think every psychologist would tell you the same thing, but it's we always tend to do that, and our guys are doing a spectacular job at fighting against that instinct, right? So I think that's important. I think the squad is really important to our team. I think that our staff is really important, and the way that we're trying to stay as even-keeled as we can is also important. It's just helping almost stay out of the way a little bit. Sometimes I feel like it's more important for us to stay out of the way. And so, and then I guess, we've talked about a lot, we have a really faith-filled team, guys that, have some faith orientation in their life, and I think that's a real part of it too. I think all those things working together have kind of helped us do it as well as we have. We hope to continue to get better at it.
Coach, with Saturday being senior night, is Jackson going to be in the starting lineup? Do you think he will start lineup at all?
I actually don't know. I have not got there yet. I'm not sure. I assume, I think the guys, this is the greatest moment of my life. Theo, come here, buddy. Theo, come here, Theo. Yeah. Theo. Nice, hey. Good thinking, Trev. I like it. Always ahead of the game. I don't know, but I should have an answer for you. I haven't even got there. I think, wow, I got cords here. I don't know. We'll see. I like us right now. I like the way we're functioning. I'll probably talk to the guys and see, what they'd like to do, but it's going to be a special night. These guys that have led our team have been incredible. They've actually been extraordinary, and being able to lead our team through the last couple of years and then through the first year in the Big 12 with everything they have accomplished, where leadership has been at the most premium maybe that it's ever been here, it's been really special.
Coach, last night you said Iowa State's rim protection was elite and you were stubborn at getting to the rim. What do you mean by you were stubborn at getting to the rim?
Well, I think that was there were moments in the game that were very impactful where it felt like we kind of had a play at the rim, and then one of the things that Iowa State is great at, and it's actually hard to expose them, is they chase the ball. They'll bring 2 and 3 guys to the ball, especially as you approach the rim. And there were moments where we made the extra pass to kind of exploit that, and there were moments where we just got so stubborn in 2 ways. One, either we didn't kind of make the easier play, which is not an easy play because they're long and active and athletic, and so it makes it difficult, but making the harder play that was going to get us somewhere much easier. You saw several times in the game where we could get it out of traffic. The weak side was just wide open, and we ended up getting wide open catch and shoot shots, and it's just the discipline, the strength, the vision, the patience to be able to do that, and we ran into some issues at the rim, especially in the second half, where it's just like, oh, there's so much better stuff with the next play, and it's not intentional. It's it's the gym, it's the environment, it's their pressure, it's their closing speed they're really the best defensive team in the league right now, or second best, first or second best, and they have a trademark way of doing it, and we responded to it really well a lot of the night, and then there were some key moments where we just didn't respond to it. That's a game of basketball, right?
Has it been decided yet whether Jackson and Noah will be honored on senior night with the option of returning, or has any of that been kind of?
Yeah, so Spence, TC, guys, I haven't even got here yet. This is so embarrassing. But we've been talking about this for the last couple weeks. It's going to be Spence and TC. Tell me,
Waterman.
Jax, and who's the fourth? Isn't there a fourth? And Noah's not going to? Just the three? Am I I feel like I'm missing someone. I'm not.
That's the three that I've been getting.
Okay.
So not Noah.
Yeah. So Noah decided not to, and and it's it's a little different now because everyone's got a COVID year and all the stuff, right? And so the only guy that has to be done is Spence, and we've had guys go twice before. Did Alex go twice?
Yeah.
I think Alex might have gone twice. And then G didn't go twice, or did G go twice? I can't remember. If it was me, I would be milking this. I would go 2 or 3 times. You get a fresh minky blanket, totally NCAA approved. It's within the spending limit. You get flowers, we get to fly your family out. But, at some point, it's just going to be like last day of the season day, and all of the guys will be honored.
To follow up on Noah, so he's already gotten because he needed a waiver, correct, for another year from his days.
Yeah.
So he's already gotten that.
It's not final, but we have high hopes. But the high hopes are just what they are. You guys remember the High Hopes song?
He's got
Something about an ant and a. How does the ant part go? Yeah. Okay. How much would I have to pay you guys to sing that for me right now? It would help my heart.
I'll do it for 5 right
Could
now.
you start it? Just.
High hopes they got high.
Stardust carrying.
But what is the verse about the ants though? Is it a different song with the ant?
The ant? No.
Is it the same song?
Are you thinking of like a
Rubber tree
upbeat-
plant. Yeah.
Oh, the rubber tree plant.
Can't move the rubber tree plant.
Oh, is that the same song or?
That's the same song.
Okay. Does anyone know the words? Because my dad is gonna be so devastated. We would sing this by the campfire like 9,000 times. Oh, that brings back nice work, guys. I don't know how we got there, but that's beautiful.
Teamwork makes it.
That is beautiful.
On the topic of Spence, what has he meant to the program and just for you to be able to coach him?
Yeah, this Spencer Johnson. You can't say enough about his journey. First of all, it did not start well for him. He was at Weber for half a season, at UVU for half a season, at Slick, and he was just all over the joint. It's hard to get to 3 schools in 2 years, and none of them were really. Slick was pretty positive, and then got here, and training camp was really hard for him. You guys need to ask him to remember training camp his first year. It was really hard for him, and then he, eventually that first year kind of started earning himself some time on the court just because he could guard, right? Offensively, he was tricky, but it was complicated sometimes, but he could really guard, and so you kind of leave him out there. And I remember saying this over and over. I don't know. I just can leave Spence out there and kind of forget he's out there, right? And then every year he's just improved so dramatically and so much, and last year he made massive strides shooting the ball. Was I think 13th in the country in 3-point percentage, and then and this year has just made an incredible strides as a playmaker. Had some games where he just puts on a magical show as a playmaker, and he's taken on more and more of a leadership role. A guy that 3 years ago you kind of felt like had. Was never going to be in a leadership capacity because it just wasn't a natural state to him. Now being not just a massive calming influence on our team, but actually being a vocal leader in the right times in the right ways. And you think about what he's done academically and what he's done with his real estate career and what he's done with his family life. if you couldn't, like, how could you not wish for your son to have that college experience? And I'm saying that just genuinely in the sense of like how he was when he walked in the door and how he is when he's walking out the door. He's got to be immensely, immensely proud. I know his family is, and we are, and it doesn't hurt to go out in an epic year like this is right now. This is a really epic, historic year, and he's been a huge part of it. I'm happy for him. I'm really proud of him, and he's a shining light example of what you can do if you stick with it.
What's your approach to prospects like Jax who are dealing with coming back or going to the NBA? Someone who's in the league, like what advice do you give as far as examining what avenues when it comes to that decision?
Well, if he's a first-round draft pick, he's got to go, and who knows what that means. I mean, we'll find that out a lot more. And then short of that, then it's just fun recruiting, and it's really helping him. It's going to be helping him explore where his heart is, and where he can get it, right? And so it's really exciting times for him. He's a terrific player with a terrific upside, and he's put together a really spectacular season with his team, and he's growing so fast. That's what's exciting is, you saw him make 2 plays in transition last night, getting to the rim, but they were just unbelievably spectacular, and just shows another slice of his game. Imagine if that was just a constant, right? Him being able to push, in fact, 3 in the second half against pressure. The floater down the lane. So just, he continues to show more and more, to grow more and more into the player he can be. And so, that'll all be stuff that we kind of figure out as we go along. And it's exciting. I'm excited for him.
Last question.
Kind of a big picture question. When you were building this roster at the end of last year, was there kind of an overriding principle that you wanted, or a theme that you wanted to build on, that you wanted to be kind of have this roster known for?
Yeah, I'm gonna bore you with this, but we kind of, we've talked about this a lot, but we just knew that we had to be on the fringe. We just, we started with the philosophy of the change not change in temperament, the change in. We have a very, very different field that we've talked about a lot, where in the WCC, the reality is that you had to play reproducible basketball every single game, because if you dropped a random game, it was kind of a death knell, right? And so you were trying to have a base, the highest floor that you could possibly have. And going into this season, we knew that was going to be turned on its head. If we struggle to have the highest floor we're going to have, we might never win a single game in this league, right? And so we were really shooting to have the highest ceiling that we could have, knowing that there were going to be some games where even if we played great basketball, we could lose. So we just had to get to a place on those nights where we put an unbelievable performance on the floor, we were going to win. And so kind of based on that philosophy, or that kind of foundational interpretation of our situation, we kind of built it that way. So it's been much more aggressive and risk-taking defensively, which has been successful sometimes, and not, which is exactly what we expected. And being way more aggressive, demanding, this is the best defensive league in the country, and so kind of demanding from ourselves and from our opponent that they guard 27 by 50, which we've talked about. That was really foundational piece of this. And some nights things were going to go wrong and we're going to lose. But on the nights when things are going to go right, we're going to have an unbelievable chance to win. And using that 27 by 50 just with a ton of motion, not stationary, not like the 90s NBA, but more like the 2020 NBA, where you're using all that space, you're really aggressive from distance shooting the ball. And you're really aggressive, kind of putting triples together everywhere on the floor. And so that's pretty much the philosophy we started with. And our guys have been really diligent and devoted and patient adopting it. And I think it's been fun.
All right.
Okay, thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Let's go.